Well, welcome to the VIP tent here at the St Joseph's Festival, the 39th annual St Joseph's Festival indeed. We've just finished the second day of, or second year rather, of the first day of the Under-15s tournament, and a certain someone in amongst us has had quite a good day on the Under-15s tournament, which we will get into in a moment. But I must introduce my guests. I've got Roland Winter here, the head of rugby at St Joseph's College. I don't know which of you are heads of rugby and directors of rugby, so we're just all going to go with heads of rugby. We've got Ollie Morgan alongside him from Cheltenham College. We've got Andrew Douglas from Strathallan School in Scotland. We've got Johnny Rodham from Kirkham Grammar School, and we've got Sean Thompson from Seaford College. And it is to Johnny that I'm going to turn to first, because we've just finished day one of the Under-15s. We've got a big day in the Under-18s coming tomorrow, and your Under-15s did pretty well against the hosts, so I'll spare Roland's blushes here. What are you doing right at Kirkham?
Something, obviously, but that is the best rugby I've seen that team play ever. Something clicked today, but they were very nervous in the morning. I mean, one of the guys was puking up. And
I've been there.
They got a try against Campion early on, and then I think they just found a bit of belief, and I think it's the first time they've been outside of the northern bubble. I mean, they've been down to Roslyn Park, but they haven't played 15s outside of Lancashire, so they're a bit nervous. And I think once they got ahead in that Campion game, they're like, well, we can actually play against these teams down here, so let's go for it. And they just sort of got a bit more belief as they went along in the day, and they really enjoyed it, so it's good to watch, yeah.
And Roland, we're sort of building up to the Under-18s here, but we will just sort of touch on the Under-15s a little bit. And sort of following what Johnny said, one of the big things that was really noticeable to me with the Under-15s is that this was a massive experience for them that 15s don't normally get, of being able to play against a load of schools they really don't ever get to play against. But not only that, play on a field that they're going to be sharing tomorrow with those Under-18s, and knowing the way that schools work, those 15s look up to the 18s massively.
Yeah, it's a huge event for us, and an opportunity for us to spread the pathway across the school and give the 15s an opportunity to sort of blood themselves into a tournament that they've grown up watching, for them to play on the main pitch, for our boys to have a tunnel, to have the entire school finishing at lunchtime today to watch their games. It's an awesome experience for them, but for the school as a whole to be able to grow the tournament from 8 teams last year to 16, to replicate what we're doing with the seniors, with the 18s, we're in a good position and we're enjoying it, and the boys today did the college really proud.
They really did. Looking ahead to tomorrow then, and the 18s, all starts at 9:15 in the morning. You guys have got a nice late start though, so you're all right.
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah.
It falls that way every year just by pure coincidence. I don't know how it happens. But looking ahead to tomorrow, it's a massive day. But I know for the school this is really the biggest weekend on the calendar. You guys spend an awful lot of time building up to it. Chapel service in the week. It's a key part of the school calendar. It's
an understatement when I say it means everything to this college, to the boys in particular. We've got 2 boys playing tomorrow that have been together since they're at nursery, all the way through the school. We had a wonderful chapel service on Wednesday where the Under-11s who were playing on Sunday presented the shirt to the Under-18s. We will have thousands here tomorrow supporting them, and to be honest, it's an honour, it's a privilege to be able to host this wonderful tournament every year, to invite 16 of the best rugby playing schools across the country, and now 32 with the younger event. We are exceptionally honoured to put this on and to host it, and to hopefully put on a spectacle of probably some of the best schoolboy rugby that these boys will ever play.
It certainly should be, and we've seen some great rugby down the years. And actually, Sean, I'm going to come to you about this, because 10 years ago, is it 10 years ago? 10 years ago,
yeah, it is.
You had a cracking weekend here in your Hampton days, now at Seaford College. So you're probably as well placed as anyone other than Johnny sitting alongside you to know, what does it take to do well here?
A lot of things have to go your way. That team were a cracking side, and defensively they were exceptional. And I think that's one thing I've found over the years. The sides that get it right defensively tend to have a pretty good weekend. Playing tournament rugby is so different to how you play on a normal Saturday block. Getting that right, understanding the bits in between games and staying together as a unit and a group, making sure you get all those little bits right, I think makes a massive difference. And then sometimes just the way a few things sort of pan out and go your way, which definitely I would expect to see over the next 2 days for the 18s tournament, a couple of sides playing some good rugby, but maybe getting found out by a side that get a little bit lucky here or there.
And I always think the depth is massive here because it's so brutal on the body. You've got 2 days of intense rugby. You've got to rotate your squad through as much as possible. Depth is something that you guys have shown. We had a successful third 15 yesterday, heading down to the south coast and getting a great result against the first 15. But how important is that depth, and is it those sides that can go deep across the squad that probably come out the best?
I think it has to make a massive difference if you've got guys that are going to come on and maybe be able to play 1 or 2 different positions as well rather than their regular bits, so that you can make those changes and not too much fluctuates as you go from game to game. It will make a huge difference in how you want to play. I think if you've got, as we've got, Josh, our captain, he's a hooker by trade really, but he could be playing 8 for us, and if he really has to, he can go in a loose head as well, so you can make those changes and bounce around. I think that depth makes a massive difference. Yeah, of course it does. I think if you're able to call on number 24 and you know he's going to do just as good a job as any of the guys that are starting, then you're going to have a pretty good weekend.
Certainly massively important, and one thing that's important is an experienced playing squad as well. We've certainly seen people that have come across with good lower sixth groups that then build through to the upper sixth group. Playing experience is something that I'm going to come across to Ollie Morgan for, because if I'm not mistaken, were you player of the tournament here once upon a time?
The boys actually told me that. The boys told me that more recently. So yeah, look, my
don't be humble. It's fine. It's okay.
Was one of the best. People say about what your best experience is, and schoolboy rugby was comfortably my best experience. And this tournament, I can't remember how long ago it was certainly up there.
And obviously, Cheltenham College, you obviously came here with Millfield, who are, a sensation of this tournament, eight-time champions. But here now in charge of Cheltenham College, your 15s had a tricky day today, but I know the 18s are absolutely flying at the moment. How does this fit into your season? Is this something that you put as a marker of we're working towards this, or is it just another weekend in the calendar, or is it sort of separate entirely?
It's certainly a marker. You've got to come to this tournament with a bit of luck, with injuries. So the hope is, the squad that we've picked has had a lot of rugby, but also is injury free. And then obviously across the weekend, Sean mentioned, but there is a lot of luck that needs to go your way. So we 100% have marked this as a big tournament, a big event that we really want to do well in.
Fair enough. It absolutely is. It's that marker on the calendar. It's an interesting one from a Strathallan point of view, because it is your second big marker in successive weeks. How is that experience for you? Do you feel it gives you a bit of an advantage, perhaps, of having some tournament experience, having gone pretty well up at the Merchiston Festival last week, coming into the St Joseph's Festival this week, a tougher field probably overall, but you've got an experience that no one else has, which is knowing how to manage this format of the game?
There's a lot of experience sitting up here who have been at these festivals a lot longer than I have. We were lucky, as you say, to be at Merchiston last weekend, which was a fantastic weekend of rugby again. I think it comes back to the point that a few of the other lads have raised, that it kind of comes down to injuries, and unfortunately last weekend we picked 2 or 3 bangs up. So there's a few boys unavailable this weekend off the back of the kind of rigours that they were put through last weekend, and it's kind of brutal on the boys. The festival format becomes quite hard, the on-off nature of things. So, we kind of need to see how things will go. I think the boys have a really good understanding, especially our lower sixth boys who have come through last weekend, so they now know what they're looking into, and they know the demands that it's going to put on their body. But I'm sure Johnny's Kirkham will be after a little bit of revenge from last year. That's kind of stealing maybe a try right in the last minute of the game. So I think we're in for our work cut out first thing in the morning. So it's going to be a hard weekend of rugby from word go. So
well, I was going to lead into that, because sitting amongst us we do have 2 coaches sat next to each other who are going head to head first thing tomorrow morning. We don't need to get into the game specifically. We all know the build up to that game, but playing in that very first fixture of the day, that early kickoff, 9:15, you've got to be up at God knows what time to be here. I know what time I've got to get up to be here. It's not a pleasant time. What's it like getting the players ready? Johnny, we'll go with you to start off with, for that early kickoff. I mean, experience again from a coaching point of view presumably helps because you've done it a few times, because it's a tricky slot, that.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of like what they used to play in when they were kind of like 14s and 15s on that Saturday morning dewy pitch. There's a bit of mist still lying around, so they used to play in those conditions, and you just got to try and remind them of, it's going to be wet, you've got to play accordingly. And then as the day goes on and the pitches stiffen up and it gets a bit drier, the rugby starts to get more entertaining. That's what I've found anyway. You have to be pretty boring maybe in that first game and just be really disciplined, stick to your systems, and play a really disciplined game plan. And
Roland, I come to you on this because it's a different tournament for you guys than it is for anyone else. Everyone else comes in with their own sort of within their own bubble, but they've got their own game plans, their own sort of way of dealing with you guys. So you've got 15 teams that are all in with a plan of how to deal with the St Joe's atmosphere. You have the reverse thing, which is presumably how to keep your boys in check when there's 1,500 people on the sidelines ramping things up to 11.
Yeah, look, we've talked about this a lot with the boys, and actually last year we decided to go all in, and we brought the pyrotechnics in. You've got the thunderstruck being played as they come out of a tunnel that hopefully is 100 metres long, and we want to give them that opportunity to start with, want to give them that exposure, but we're well aware that we've got 6 or 7 under-16s in our squad, 15-year-old boys running out in front of the biggest crowd that they've probably played in front of, and some of the boys the biggest crowd they'll ever play in front of. We embrace it. And it's our tournament, it's an opportunity to be on our pitch in our changing room to host these wonderful schools, but to really have an opportunity to step up. And we're a small school in comparison to some of these guys, so we need every mum and dad, every supporter, every member of the school coming and banging on the hoardings to give us a little bit of advantage.
Any side of the 100% record coming in? So you're
right. I noticed that one. I don't think we included our pre-season trip to Sedbergh, that we put down as a pre-season trip rather than.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of schools this year are being very selective about what results they post.
Creative use on socks, I think, was the key. But we are. Look, it means nothing. We've come in to tournaments in the last couple of years, and we're losing records and won everything on the first day. And I'm hoping that it pays off. It definitely gives them a little bit of confidence, but. We're playing some big boy teams tomorrow, some big sides, building through from Marlborough to Hurst to then a big game against Brighton in the evening tomorrow. So look, we're under no illusions how tough the day is going to be, but a little bit of an unbeaten record, so to speak, is some confidence booster for the boys.
Right, let's have a little bit of fun. Present company accepted. Teams you're looking forward to. We'll start with Sean on this. Teams you're looking forward to seeing in terms of what you think they might bring to the tournament or playing against over the course of the next 2 days. Who are the sides that are interesting for you?
I'll start with playing against. Obviously, we're going to have a really exciting group with Denston and Wellington and Whitchurch in there. All like 3 completely different challenges. So boys are really excited about that for our group. Wellington in particular is a really cool fixtures to target and to get stuck into. But I think a lot of the names that would normally stand out, like see how Kirkham are going this year, because they've had some pretty good results, and see how they're playing. They always bring a little bit of something different to some of the sides that we normally play down south, especially like with Strathallan from Scotland. Again, what are they going to do that's different? We talk about it with the boys, like come and experience the whole festival. Don't just sort of stay in your own little bubble. Watch the different teams play. What are they doing that you can try and learn from a little bit? So I think those would be the ones that stand out for me, and hopefully if we can sort of have a good weekend, you end up playing a few of them along the way. So I think that would probably be mine.
Some pretty decent ones there. Johnny, who are you looking forward to playing against, or which sides are you excited about just seeing in action?
Well, we're looking forward to tomorrow. Obviously Strathallan and RGSI Wickham and
professional media training is just kicking in,
and Berkhamsted, they're all extremely well coached sides. We're starting to get to know the staff, and there's a good relationship there, and it's always good to go against quality sides like that. I don't really know much about them, to be honest. I've not done a lot of studying to see what they're going to be like, but hopefully we'll be able to adapt to what's thrown at us. But I always love watching Brighton, Millfield, Wellington, and they just play good rugby, and I just like to see how they approach a tournament. So it's always good to have a sneaky look at them. So look forward to watching those play tomorrow as well.
Some pretty decent sides there. Brighton College know how to play this tournament really well. Andrew, who are the? I mean, I guess from you guys' point of view, it's 15 schools that you'd never get to play against normally. So everyone's a treat in a way.
I think that's it. From a coaching perspective, coming down here over this will be my third tournament as director of rugby, and just seeing as Johnny said, the different styles of rugby, the different ways that everyone plays, and our boys getting immersed in this tournament environment. So it's just great to be in that. Obviously, we're looking forward to going up against Kirkham first up tomorrow, and it kind of sets the tone for the weekend. It would be great to get another crack at the St Joe's boys. We obviously played the last game last year against St Joe's, and I think just having that crowd round about you, getting well heckled by everyone for being the kind of Scottish boys from up north is. Have you brought the
pipes again this year?
Well, I think there's been a slight miscommunication with the pipes, but we're trying to find a set for. I think they got left at school, but I think there might be a set.
Sure. So. If anyone's watching, anyone in the Suffolk area who's got a set of pipes,
we've got 4 pipers. It's just the pipes that we need. So, but yeah, we can. Again, having that atmosphere around about the boys is just something that we don't see an awful lot of up north. So having kind of 1,500 people screaming for the opposition is a nice environment for our boys to be put in. So.
It'll be a strong test. Ollie, obviously, I suppose on a personal level, the Millfield game sticks out for you because it's the old school. But I'm imagining that a game like Queggs for you is quite exciting because it's a team you guys would never ever play.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were pretty successful last year in the National Cup as well. So for us, absolutely, it's lovely to play against schools that we would never normally play against. As you mentioned, Millfield is a school and a team that we know relatively well. But I must admit, when the draw came out, I'm always quite excited to hope to get St Joe's, because obviously the crowd and the atmosphere around them playing is pretty special. So maybe we get to play them on Sunday, who knows? But no, in general, as I said, this tournament is very special. It's some fantastic schools, but yeah, we're very much eyes on Queggs tomorrow at 9:45.
Should be an absolute cracker. And Roland, for you guys, you look like you've got a tournament that's going to build and build as the way the fixture schedule seems to have come out. You've got Marlborough College, Hurstmere Point, followed by Brighton College. That could be an absolute ripper if things go your way, that final game.
Yeah, look, I think Brighton, even if it's a neutral, coming to watch Brighton, who obviously picked up the Roslyn Park title and the Sedbergh Tens, Nick's had a fantastic year with them. So whether those boys are still around tomorrow and we can put on a bit of a humdinger for the final game of the day, but at the moment my straight bat's out and we don't know much about Marlborough. We're looking forward to them at 10:45 tomorrow morning.
Terry Gilmore's always got a plan. Nick, I'm going to throw Nick Boy under the bus here actually. Nick Boy, had a chat with him after the Sedbergh Tens. Apparently he believes he's the only coach to have won the St Joseph's Festival, the Roslyn Park Sevens, the Sedbergh Tens, and to have as a player won the St Joseph's Festival and the Roslyn Park Sevens. To be honest, I can't be bothered to go and check it, but it's not bad. Sure it's not too shabby either way. Listen, gents, thanks so much for joining us from St Joseph's College, from Cheltenham College, from Strathallan, from Kirkham Grammar School, from Seaford College. They've represented their schools fantastically. School boards, take note. Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, lads. We're going to send you off. Best of luck tomorrow. Go and enjoy the refreshments at the far end, and we're going to bring in your captains. And while we wait for the captains, a little treat for you that we weren't expecting here. A Scotland international, Marshall Sykes. Marshall, come and sit alongside me and grab a hold of this microphone. I'm very glad you sat down. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
A St Joseph's Festival veteran. Have you just been down at the Old Boys game?
Yeah, I popped down, so I'm about down for the week, and Ant's been hounding me to sort of pop by. I've not been able to come in the past 7 years, so no, I thought I'd pop my head in and sort of say hello to everyone.
And how is it being back? What does it feel like? Is it bringing back the old vibrancy from the playing days?
Definitely. No, class to see everyone. Obviously, it's same old each year. You get to see sort of the old people you went to school with, and it's brilliant. I like that.
And how's life up in Scotland?
Yeah, pretty good. Obviously, as you said, got into sort of back in the Scotland squad the past sort of couple of tours, Six Nations last year. So yeah, I'm just kind of ticking away, playing at Edinburgh as well. So yeah, kind of been camped up there ever since school.
Hey, it's God's own country. It's a fantastic place to be. Obviously, you probably more so than anyone else have been able to experience the journey of actually quite how close this festival can be to then becoming a professional rugby player, and how in a very quick moment in time you can go from pulling on that red and white shirt to pulling on the blue of Scotland. Is that something that, you know, if you had some of these youngsters, in fact if you were speaking to these captains here now, that you'd be saying is it's not a big leap to make, you can get there?
It's a great opportunity, definitely. As I said, I was chatting there before, there's a lot of boys I played against actually who I now play with. So we played Merchiston on the second day, and that was a pretty close game, and I sort of look back on that. I think there's 3 or 4 boys now that I play with in the Scotland squad now, like Jamie Doe, Matt Curry, boys like that like there's a lot, like, you'll see a lot of people. I know Marcus Smith played the year before me. There's a lot of talent that come through, and you really are in the shop window with it.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? It's incredible to see. Scotland, big autumn coming up, massive autumn coming up, All Blacks coming up. I asked Jamie Doby this question actually last week up at Merchiston. First win against the All Blacks, is it coming?
I hope so, yeah. It's a massive one, isn't it? Because you get that, you looking past that, you've got the World Cup draw off that, so it's a really, really important one. And yeah, as you say, that would be pretty historic to get that, wouldn't it?
Talk to me about coming into that Scotland squad actually, when you sort of first came through, because I mean it's a generational Scotland team. It's probably the best Scotland group we've seen since the 1990 Calcutta Cup winning side. And there's some superstar players, particularly as you were coming into that squad. What was it like coming into an environment where the players you were surrounded by, particularly the very best players in that squad, were quite literally some of the very best players in the squad? You as a young guy coming into that.
I mean, it's obviously I made my debut with the likes of Pierre Schoomans, Sione Tuipulotu and them lot sort of 4 years ago now. I was a real young lad there, so I got the opportunity to sort of dipped into that environment. It's incredible. Just the standard of that squad it's a different level. So obviously, I then had 4 years out of the squad, and it was just like, how can I get myself back into there? I think this year, just getting myself in, you just do become such a better player being in that environment. It's a real learning environment. Everyone's growing. It's a lot on the players and stuff like that. So yeah, it's one of the best environments I've been a part of. What's
the sort of step up in environment terms from club rugby into that international environment? Because there is a step up for sure.
Definitely. So I played my return game after sort of that gap was against France in the last game of the Six Nations, and I said it's funny. So for people that do it, when you play your professional debut after playing normals men's rugby, you go, oof, that was pretty quick. And then the best way I could explain it was it felt like making my professional debut all over again. It's a different level. It's a real intense. Everyone's massive, so you don't have that luxury of maybe being a bit bigger than a few people. It's it's pretty mental in that respect.
Did you ever see it coming when you were running out here, whatever it was, 5-6 years ago, or was it just a total dream that you couldn't even imagine?
I mean, look, I was always set on wanting to do rugby. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't do rugby. So no,
you'd have ended up sat in this seat, mate.
So no, look, for me it's always just been like A before B. I just take every day as it's come, and then thankfully, I wouldn't have seen that maybe when I was younger, but I think the people around me, obviously I said Ant earlier, I got to catch up with him. They put a lot of faith in me, so it's nice to maybe, longer down the journey, repay those people that put a lot of time into you when you're younger and stuff like that.
Here all weekend?
Unfortunately not. I'm driving back up tomorrow morning, so that's why I want to pop my head in and see everyone.
Fair play to you. That's a solid shift, because it's a long old drive back home.
I've done it a few times. Yeah, unfortunately with a dog you can't fly.
Oh, look at that! Responsible dog owner as well, Marshall Sykes. Thank you so much for joining us. I will speak to you very soon. Cheers, mate.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Right, we're going to welcome in the captains now of the various teams. St Joseph's College, Ted Warner alongside me. Ted, you are next to Cheltenham College's Jack Shave. You two are going to be sharing that microphone. We've got Seaford College's Josh Andrews alongside. Josh, you're going to be sharing a microphone with Kirkham Grammar School's Charlie Bray and Strathallan's Kyle Borry. Borry, is that right? Correct. Okay. Guys, we've heard from the coaches. They're a little dry. Talk to me, Ted, first of all. Third festival for you, captaining the side. Your dad makes the kit. I told you I'd get that in there, Jamie. how does it feel to captain the side? How does it feel to be in your third festival? How does it feel to have all this going on?
I'm absolutely buzzing. I mean, third festival is pretty special. Not many people get to do this, and to captain it just tops off so nicely. Yeah.
And what's it going to feel like? You know, I think it's what time is your first game? It's like 10. You're about mid-afternoon, aren't you? Because you guys give yourselves a nice easy run in. 10:45. What's it going to feel like when you run out at 10:45 tomorrow morning?
I think we're absolutely buzzing to have all the support that we do get here, have the whole school out. I think it's going to be very, very special.
And Jack, I'll ask you this one. You guys have. You came down here, no you didn't, it was 2 years ago that Cheltenham College were last year here, so first experience for you, but I'm sure you've seen the sort of build up, the hype, how big it is. What are the sort of messages for the team about dealing with all of that that's going to be going on and actually just getting heads down and getting going with the games?
Yeah, obviously we watched it a couple of years ago when the other lads came, didn't have the chance to come back in last year. But I think the message this year is just, you know, knuckle down. Don't focus on like the outside noise, because obviously big festival there's going to be a lot of it. I think just play our game, keep the scoreboard pressure ticking over, and yeah, that sort of thing.
And you've got a former player of the tournament that's coaching you boys. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, Ollie Morgan, unbelievable coach. He's led quite a few sides here, so hopefully we can keep that up this year.
And you guys have been ticking along pretty nicely this season. You feeling quite confident heading into this?
Yeah, I think we've been peaking quite nicely for this tournament. We've had a couple of big fixtures last couple of weeks, getting us quite nicely into the groove.
Should be a cracking day. Josh Andrews from Seaford College. You guys have actually played St Joe's already. A draw first game of the season. How was that?
That was a spicy game, especially to start off the season. We played at Ealing Trailfinding Stadium, which is always a good place to play. Played them last year and then decided to carry on this year. It was a good, tough game. Obviously ended in a draw, so very even for both sides. But yeah, we're looking to put in a good shift in this tournament this weekend.
And for Seaford, I mean, you guys are having a pretty strong season at the moment. You're looking pretty good coming into it. You've actually, weirdly, as a school, never got into the trophy competition, which is nuts because you guys have come here with some great teams. You've been a bit unlucky with some draws. Is that the big target? Is just get into that trophy competition in day two and then see where it goes?
100%. Obviously, we've got a tough group. Looking at games like Wellington, we're really looking forward to that game, especially. Cup competition is the main aim for day one. Just making sure that we sort of secure our place. Looking forward to that. We've come here with strong teams in the past. Obviously, last year, very tough group, even with a very strong side. But I think we've really gelled this year, especially with the New Year 12s coming in. We've got a really good side, and we're really looking forward to it.
Should be a cracking tournament for you boys. Charlie, I've had the pleasure of actually watching Kirkham Grammar School twice so far this season. Cracking. Well, unfortunately for you boys, a couple of defeats, but in massive occasions. A really tight one against Clifton College. You then backed it up with a victory over Sedbergh, but you've played probably the highest level opposition that anyone at this tournament has, in that you faced her in your college. We don't need to get into the game because it wasn't the result you guys wanted, but you guys come into this probably with an experience of high pressure, high quality rugby, unlike anyone else. Do you feel like that puts you in good stead?
Yeah, of course. Like Terry and Yo, we got to give all creds to them. Obviously, we can say like we can match them, but on the day they're better. So there's a mentality sort of side of things, like playing them like top teams from Ireland, top teams from the UK. It's like class, like the experience for the boys, and sort of getting that like mental sort of state to like playing these big games, playing in front of the crowds like Joe's bring. And I think we're being good, Nick, for the mental side of things.
If I can just get you to hold the mic just under the cover of it, just so that you just get your hand a little higher up so we can hear you. Perfect, top man. You've obviously also had England experience and stuff as well. Are you trying to share that sort of experience of that level with those guys in the team around you? Of just because a lot of it, as we've mentioned here with Cheltenham, and we've spoken about with the atmosphere that St Joe's will create, a lot of it is about just trying to keep everyone compressed and not get too excitable. Yeah,
it's sort of about keeping, we say like staying in the blue. Like if we get into the red, that's where all your cards sort of come in.
but having that experience, like, it drives standards of the team. So I think the boys appreciate that, and I appreciate the boys like coming along with me at the same time.
And Kyle, first of all, I notice you've got FT on your shirt. Have you nicked your mate's shirt?
Yeah, I have. I've nicked my mate's shirt.
Outstanding. Well, it's all about having the representative kit on. I see the game here. You guys have got real experience. You were up at Merchiston. You actually played really well there. You ended up runners up in the plate to a late Jake DL drop goal. The genius of Scottish rugby that he is. But actually, you were the talk of the tournament on day one. Yeah. Do you feel that having the experience of having done 2 days of graft at a tournament with the exact same format as this stand you guys in really good stead?
Yeah, I feel like knowing that going into day 2 we have to come in a bit more. I feel like last year as well at St Joe's we came in a bit slow against Hampton as well, so coming in with a bit more dig and a bit more grit will put us in better stead.
How are we going to get hold of some pipes for Strathallan? You guys have brought 4 pipers and no pipes. Have you got something going out on Instagram? Have you got TikToks going out saying, lads, where are the pipes?
Yeah, I know, it's a big issue. I'm not sure what the pipers have been doing, but they need to sort it out.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way. There's got to be someone somewhere. You've got Kirkham Grammar School first up. You two are literally going head to head at 9:15 tomorrow morning. We've obviously had them on the live stream a couple of times. Have you guys been doing your research?
Yeah, we've been watching a little bit. We obviously played them last year in a good fixture in the pitches there with a last-minute win. So hopefully looking to replicate that this year. So.
And Charlie, obviously you were playing in that fixture. It was, you came as reigning champions and then ended up in the bowl because of that very fixture. Is there a bit of a revenge mission on tomorrow morning?
Yeah, of course. Like, we still go with steady hand. It's a game at a time, so first game's going to be a big one. Like, all the lads are up for it. So
yeah, it's going to be an absolute ripper of a fixture. We've got Josh, you've got first game up, Denstone College, a real tournament team, Denstone College. They've probably had a middling season so far, but they're the sort of team that turns up to these big occasions and absolutely loves it. Have you guys been sort of all eyes set on that, or looking at the tournament as a whole?
Obviously, we've looked at the group as a whole, but Denstone being the first game, we've obviously looked at a lot more. They're a gritty team. We know that they love tournament rugby. We know they're going to come out strong, but we've obviously prepared and we're ready for it. And with our aims going into the tournament, of obviously making that cut for day 2 and pushing this team to the points that we know we can do. We're looking to put in a really, really strong performance. So obviously they're going to be gritty, they're going to come out hard and fast, and they won't stop, but we're willing to match that physicality.
And Jack, Queggs first up, got to the Schools Cup final last year. They're a team that knows their tournament rugby oh so well. Have you guys just got all eyes set on that and just getting out the blocks fast as possible?
Yeah, obviously Queggs had an unbelievable season last year, we know that, but we just got to keep focused on the first game. Sets the standard for the whole tournament really, so we just got to come out all guns firing and shut them down early on.
And Ted, Marlborough College, big game to start off with. The tournament's going to be well set by that point. We're going to have had all the groups that will have played their first games, and then you guys come out. How big's the hype for it?
Oh, we can't wait. We cannot wait for that first game, and we think it's a really good first game to have because we don't really know much about them. So we're going in just to play our own game, see how it goes, and enjoy the occasion.
Right, final one for all of you. We'll go from the far end in. Can't say any of the teams that are here, including yourselves. Who's winning this thing?
I think Wellington will look strong as always. They gave us a good game last year as well, so I think Wellington will be pretty solid this year.
There we go. He set the bar early because he's given an answer, so the rest of you are under real pressure here. Charlie, you can't say yourselves who's coming. If you can't win it yourselves, who's winning this?
I've seen the result, Millfield Wellington, so I'm going to take Millfield as like a strong side, but Blue Storm's still always here.
We haven't had a dark horse yet. Do Seaford College have a dark horse in the lineup?
Well, I think it's sort of similar stuff. I think we obviously back ourselves, but I think Kirkham are going to be a strong force, especially going into this tournament. Wellington in our group are looking good, but I think Kirkham are going to come through with some good results.
Fair play. Any thoughts from the Cheltenham side?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Kirkham. They're probably the team that we've seen play the most so far this season on the live streams, and I think they're looking pretty sharp.
And Ted, on home turf, does a man in St Joe's colours dare say a name other than St Joseph's?
It's going to be hard to say someone else, but I think it's a very open tournament this year. I wouldn't say there's anybody that's necessarily coming that is way above everyone else. I think it could go anywhere. But I think, yeah, same as Charlie, seeing the Millfield Wellington game, I think Millfield will be a good team to beat.
Well, personally, I hope it's one of the teams that sat here with us, because thank you so much for coming along. You've all got a fantastic chance, by the way. I had a real look at what all the teams have been up to this season, and all 5 of your sides are looking in very good nick as we arrive here today. So it should be a ripper of a weekend. It should be a fantastic weekend. We've got 16 top teams. So Ted, Jack, Josh, Charlie, and Kyle, thank you so much for joining us. Strathallan Kirkham Grammar School, Seaford College, Cheltenham College and St Joseph's College, thank you to all of you for coming and joining us for this preview show. It is going to be a cracking weekend, and it is all live from 9:15 kickoff tomorrow morning. We'll be live about 9 o'clock to bring you all the build-up here on Next Gen Live. What a tournament it's set to be. We can't wait to get going. Thank you for watching.